Hello, viewers. A very good afternoon, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And this afternoon, let us take a look on empty promises from the government of President Emmerson Mnangagwa. So, in 2018, President Emmerson Mnangagwa told Gwai Shangani Dam and pledged to do everything in his ability to ensure the project is completed by the end of 2019. Remember, his government is not the one which initiated the construction of Gwai Shangani Dam. His government is not the one which funded the Gwai Shangani Dam. But somewhere, somehow, something happened in between, and the funds which were supposed to fund Gwai Shangani Dam were diverted somewhere else, which made it fail to sail through in terms of the targeted timelines. So it failed to meet the deadline of 2019. And in 2019, they also made a promise to say, we are now pushing it from 2019 to 2022. We had several issues about COVID, and COVID. And after missing the 2022 deadline to complete the Shangani Dam, they gave another deadline for 2023. And 2023 came, they were campaigning all over Zimbabwe, vachitaura about Gwai Shangani Dam. Key issues which were being raised were that this dam was supposed to end the water woes of Bulawayo province, but still they failed. So we move forward. They have given the new deadline for 2023 to 2024 summer cropping season. The major question is, will this work? So where we are at this point in time, there is no hope for this dam to be completed in time. At this point in time, Zimbabwe is grappling with the effects of El Nino, the drought which has hit several countries in the southern region. And the people of Bulawayo or Matabeleland are not spared. So what we believe in is that this government has failed. This government is good in terms of giving promises, but when it comes to the issues of delivering, they will never deliver anything. Ndo vaiva vanongoti ndichakuroora ndigokuroora ndichizokuroora, and they keep on promising vachiunganidza vanhu vekumba kwenyu pasina chinouya. This is the government which we have at this point in time. They are now talking about Rundetende Dam. The major question is, will they be able to complete Rundetende Dam? So if you look at the government of Robert Gabriel Mugabe during the GNU era, they placed several projects which were supposed to be completed by 2020. These include Chokwe Mukosi Dam. The timelines were correct. They completed it. It was funded and financed by the GNU. Rundetende Dam was also supposed to be completed before 2020, according to the original plans, because they wanted to make the Mwenezi region or the southern part of Masvingo to Mwenezi, Bubi, that is Matabeleland South. They wanted to make this region a green zone or a green region, where they believed that from Runde to Malipati, they were going to make sure that the people there will do cattle ranching, will do poultry, also will do horticulture and other farming activities. But at this point in time, this government which came has forgotten the objectives of the GNU. Why? It's because they don't believe in what the government, which Morgan Tsvangirai led as the leader of government business, they don't believe in the things which they wanted to implement. So you can actually see that the coming of Morgan Tsvangirai and his team, it boosted in terms of policy making, in terms of service delivery. They had a long-term objective about what needs to be done, where Zimbabwe should go. But we have been robbed all these years because of charlatans and sellouts. We have been robbed so many years. From 2013, soon after the elections, we saw nothing moving. And up to this day, more than 10 years, Zimbabwe is going down. Imagine if we had continued with the caliber of Morgan Tsvangirai in the leadership roles, Mwenezi, Bedbridge, Matabeleland South, these areas would be the green belts of Zimbabwe at this point in time, and would be the best places kurukubva zvese zvinenge zvichidiwa. Zimbabwe would be happy. Zimbabwe won't be hungry if we had that government. But because of incompetence, because of false promises, we are where we are. This is a government of promises, a government which failed to meet its promises. Money is injected. Go to Mbudzi interchange. The deadlines they gave, they failed to meet them. The major question is why? Because when you give deadlines, you have the money. What happened to the money? Somehow, Marino Mborowa, Mari Yombojigiwa, Kochagwa imwe, Yowea, Yomborowa, Yombojigiwa, Kochagwa imwe, Yowea, Yomborowa, Yombojigiwa. This makes us question and say, are you using these projects as money-making machines where you want to have these projects run for a very, very long time, but making you richer and richer and richer? Go to the issues of toll gates. When they were introduced, the government of Morgan Tsvangirai, Robert Mugabe then, they wanted to make sure that they modernize the roads throughout Zimbabwe. They wanted to make sure that from Beira to Plumtree, that Beira Plumtree corridor, they wanted to make sure that it's convenient enough for traffic to flow from Beira to Plumtree. They also wanted to make sure that from Bedbridge to Chirundu, that Bedbridge Chirundu corridor, they wanted to make sure that it is efficient enough to make sure that every transport system, in terms of every traffic passing through, will be doing so timelessly with more convenience. But up to this day in time, that road is the slowest road because they failed to modernize it, they failed to expand it, to widen it, and they continue to take toll gates, rising up fees, but delivering nothing. The major question is why? It's because these men are men of promises. They will never, ever deliver. And that is the problem which we have. They are very, very, very sweet-tongued in terms of making promises. But when it comes to the issues of delivery, they will never deliver. This is the government which we have. This project is an election bait, full stop. Personally, I see it as a looting vehicle. I do not know what others think. Okay. Maybe it's about time Bulawayo City take their begging bow to those dishing out the cars. Okay, we don't have a working government in Matabeleland. Not in Matabeleland alone. Zimbabwe, yes, we don't have a working government. You know, I'm surprised to hear that Chokwe Mkosi victims who were displaced from Chokwe Mkosi, they are at this point in time facing eviction threats in Mwenezi. They are facing eviction threats and the due diligence is not being followed. We are not seeing the government gazetting the removal of the Chokwe Mkosi victims from the places they were put. Kune vari kungonzi vauya, vari kungozonzi vakutora minda. Zvisinganzwisiki vanhu vachinzi imi chibvai pano. And the thing is, people are afraid, and because people are afraid, they are being forced to do what they do not want. Vanongouya vonzi kunoku muri kutama, uyai nezvimafotokopi ezvitupa zvenyu, motozouya mamoto zosainira, mopiwa madoor frame 10, mopiwa semende 3 nechichi. You know, all those issues are very, very concerning issues which we need to be looking very, very, very closely. And I hope and believe that we will need to closely look at this issue, expose it as it is, and understand what is really happening right there in Mwenezi, because this can never happen unwatched or unreported. And we have to stop this cruelty. Yekuti vanhu vakavaka 10 years, my victims of Chokwe Mkosi vavaka, vai-establisha, vagara, and somebody is coming to evict them, no benefits at all. You are bribed, 10 marata, 2 door frame, 2 window frame, 3 bags of cement. That is nothing. That is totally nothing. Wosiya pawakatema wenda kunopiwa another piece of land isina kutemwa. That is cruelty. And if those are the plans, then It's something else. So we are going to continue to watch and see the first victims, and we will be there to show the world how cruel this government is. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. This is a government of promises, but it's not a promise keeper. So this is it, Gwai Shangani Dam from 2019. They've delayed it. It's not complete up to this day. Wait to see when the president is going to cut the ribbon. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Let me see if there are any contributions. Rangare says these guys, they never meant to be government. They only want to loot and fill their pockets. And I agree with you. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts.